it's Megan from the Shaker Library, and I'm going to show you how to do marble printing with just a few things. So you'll need some food coloring, paper, a shallow dish, shaving cream, and you just want the foam kind, not the gel kind. Something to stir with, like a paintbrush or a popsicle stick, wooden craft stick. And then something to scrape with. So this is just a piece of cardboard that I had around, but you can also use your craft stick for the scraping part. So this is how it works. We're just going to put some shaving cream in my dish. And you don't need a lot, just enough to kind of cover the bottom of the dish, maybe about an inch deep. And then you can kind of level it out so you have a flat surface to start. And then you're going to take your food coloring, and you can either use 2 or 3 colors. It's up to you. I usually like to start with 2. They get mixed together as you're working. So you'll just put a few drops of food coloring in and spread them out. I'm going to use blue and yellow to start. So this is what it looks like right now, and then I'm going to use the stick from my paintbrush to make some swirls and mix it together. I'm getting some nice green in here too, since blue and yellow when mixed together make green. So you want to get it to the point where your colors are mixed, but they're not all just one color. So if you can see, I still have some spots of blue, some spots of yellow, and then some green in here. But it has some nice swirls and patterns. So the next thing that you're going to do is take your paper and lay it down on your shaving cream with the food coloring. And you just want to kind of lightly press on the paper. All you're doing is making sure that all the parts of the paper are touching the shaving cream. So you don't need to slam it down in there or anything. You're just kind of lightly touching and making sure that it's touching the shaving cream everywhere. And then you'll pull it up. Mine looks like this right now. And I'm going to lay it down and just give it a little more time to let the color from the food coloring really absorb into the paper. And then usually you can get a few prints out of this. And then if you need to, you can add more colors in. If you do it for a while, you get to the point where your colors are kind of all mixed together. And then you'll probably want to empty out your shaving cream and put new colors in. But you don't need to do that right away. I'm going to try adding some red food coloring in. As you can see, this is pretty messy, so you'll definitely want to cover your workspace with newspaper, or if you have like a plastic tablecloth that your grown-up says you can use, something like that, to make sure that the food coloring doesn't get onto your table. Alright, so I have my 4 prints that I did now. And I'm going to take the first one that I started with. That one's had the most time for the color to absorb into the paper to absorb the color. And I'm going to take my, if you have a craft stick, you can use the side of a craft stick. This is a nice thick piece of cardboard that I had. So anything like that that's kind of thick, but that you don't mind if it gets food coloring on it, because it will get kind of messy and you'll probably just throw it out when you're done. So I'm going to hold a corner of my paper and then I'm going to scrape the shaving cream off. And then you'll probably need to rotate your paper and just do it one more time. Now my paper is pretty wet, so I'm going to leave it out to dry. But you can see all that cool swirling that happens. You get kind of really a neat print on it, and every one is just a little bit different from another. So it's a really fun activity to do, and I bet if you have a grown-up you haven't seen for a while, like a relative, maybe one of your grandparents or an aunt and uncle or something like that, they would love getting a little card in the mail with a cool marble print that you made. So you'll just let it dry out completely, and then you can always put some paper on top of it and some heavy books if the paper bowed, if you want to flatten it out again. We're going to see what this one looks like with the red. So this one here has some red and green mixed together. They're pretty cool looking, aren't they? I hope you have fun. Goodbye.